whether we keep supporting Ukraine or whether we stop, Russia's going to do what Russia's going to do, and it's going to lead to more war and more death, really, at the end of the day.
Yeah, so
because if we keep supporting Ukraine, they're going to keep fighting, and if we pull back, they're just going to keep pushing, which will end up us being fighting. So I don't think that either way is going to.
Well, so now this is where it comes in, where we have to make a hard decision, and it's like, in both instances, people are going to die. Which is the better one? The one that starts World War III, or the one that doesn't? And I would take the one that probably doesn't, or has a lower chance of doing that, and that is allowing Ukraine to defend their sovereignty by giving them as much money as they need, which so far has equaled out to be about $60 a year per American.
I heard you say that.
Yeah.
And like maybe this is like fucked up to say, maybe, but it's like, I could pay a year subscription for $60 to something else. You know what I mean? Or I could have my $60 go to Ukraine. And it's like I shouldn't have to be told, my $60 has to go to Ukraine.
Sure, I understand that. Do you think that there's a value in helping other countries?
Unless that country is providing something to the U.S. in terms of an economic, militaristic, or even like a cultural sense to add to it, I don't really see why the U.S. should do anything for them if it's not an equal exchange of services.
What we get for joining NATO and supporting our allies is we get more influence in the world, which gives us better trade deals. And it makes it more likely for foreign countries, especially if they're worried about other threats, to join into us, because they'll feel confident that we will defend them if they have a problem. And so, like, let's say there's some other country and we have a vested interest in them, and we start investing into them, and we start allying with them, and they let us develop military bases. If they know that they'll get attacked if we do that, they'll feel more confident working with us because they know that we'll defend them, and it gives us more influence in the world. And so I see we get a return on everything that we do. I mean, we stimulate the economy by sending over different goods, so that's number one. And we have better world influence that allows us for better trade deals with other countries. So I think that generally speaking, we are getting a pretty solid return on our investment. I think that there's a lot of people who are frustrated financially because it sucks how much money people are paying every day, and they take it out on the government because we spend poorly. And there probably are instances of that, but I think the biggest problem is the lack of affordability for houses and healthcare, which distract more from our wallets, and then it makes us more like, what's the problem? We haven't quite identified that class consciousness yet to be like, okay, the problem is we can't afford to live, and no politician is really doing too much to make it easier to live. That's what I would say. That's where the money frustration comes, and I think some of it's misguided.